Dreaming of a better sleep? Tossing and turning is not your destiny. And Ollie is here to help. Ollie invites you to sink into sweet, sweet slumber to improve your mental and physical health and overall wellness. More than just melatonin, Ollie's ingredients help you unwind your mind for a delightfully dreamy drift off. Sleep is on the way at Ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
So 16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Welcome back.
What's poppin'? How's everybody today?
We're good, man. How about you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know.
Doing good.
Sean, how are you?
Decent.
Yeah.
How about you guys on your way to work listening to us?
Oh, yeah. Sitting in traffic. We are back with another episode. Today's episode is brought to you by our very own VIP Patreon. So if you guys don't know this, if you join our Patreon, there's the top status, it's called the rich person status. And a perk of the rich person status is that you get to pick a full episode.
That
whatever you want.
we have to do.
Yeah, whatever you want.
But it can't be like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be like
we still get the last word.
Yeah, that's right. So this episode was selected by Hannah, and it is the Lake Lanier Mysteries. And so to Hannah, thank you for your support, and then also Caprice, thank you for the research done.
Thank you.
And putting this together.
Caprice!
That's right. And so here we go. Okay.
And thank you for Hannah, because I never heard of this conspiracy. So that's the cool part.
Do you
guys get to feed us like some
new stuff?
Yeah, some new shit.
And if you don't know Lake Lanier, have you ever heard of Lake Lanier?
No.
Okay. Sean, you've heard of Lake Lanier?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know like all the ins and outs, but I have definitely heard of it.
Yeah, so Lake Lanier is a big lake that is in northern Georgia.
Okay.
Basically, it's a very famous vacation spot, and there you go. You know, we'll go into it now.
Like close to Atlanta, or
a couple hours north.
Yeah,
a couple hours north.
Okay. It's not like the city.
It's if you lived in Atlanta. It's definitely a hot Atlanta. If you lived in Atlanta, this is where you would go for the weekend vacation.
Okay.
Right?
So it's like the spot.
Yeah.
Like
you live in
like in Austin, don't they have that river spot?
Yeah.
You go
similar
river floating or whatever.
It's not rafting, but it's like
I
guess it's a rafting is around a raft.
Yeah.
But it's not like whitewater.
Or like around here we go to Weeki Wachee.
Oh yeah,
or
like
Crystal River.
Yeah, Crystal River. Or there's other ones. Ginny Springs.
Yeah, we got a bunch around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of like natural spring.
Yeah.
Little, but
St.
they're
Pete.
but they're real skinny.
St. Pete.
I go to Tampa. Yeah, I like to venture out.
20 miles.
20 miles.
Literally 18 minutes.
God damn it! I like going there.
But yeah, I mean, imagine you're living in downtown Atlanta and you want to go on the boat. Yeah? You drive up an hour and a half north.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you want to play golf. There's a beautiful golf course
for sure.
Nice.
on Lake Lanier. Yeah. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
Let's dive in. It's Lake Day at Lake Lanier.
Paint the picture.
The shoreline is scattered with happy faces ready to soak in the sun and get on the water. Umbrellas are placed into the sand and parents are covering kids in sunscreen head to toe.
Sandscreen. That's pretty much what it is.
Boats and jet skis zip by as swimmers come close to shore. You're getting ready to sit down at the lake's hot new restaurant with a beautiful view of the water.
Damn,
and as you
dope.
take a sip of your ice cold drink, you hear blood-curdling screams as you watch a lifeless body float towards the beach.
This seems like the screenplay for like a Netflix drama.
I know. Yeah. And it won't be the last one because since 1994, 64 bodies have washed ashore of Lake Lanier.
Yeah, how big is this fucking lake? Like, is this like a good little drop spot?
Yeah, crazy, isn't it? As far as the size goes,
I wonder if like we'll probably get into this. I wonder if there's like a specific demographic of person that's getting killed. Is it like women in their 20s? And who knows? Maybe it's like a serial killer. We'll get into it. So I'm jumping the gun.
So Lake Lanier is massive. It's 57 miles.
Holy shit,
that's pretty big.
Yeah. Also 38,000 Lakers.
Yeah, what the fuck that means. Thanks for. I'm gonna go take a nap now because I have no idea what you said.
Lakers.
Oh, I see.
Sean's favorite team.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It has. It's 47 miles of riverbed, and it's around 200 feet deep. So it's not.
Oh, that's pretty deep. 200 feet.
I mean, you know, it's a lake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a lake.
It's not like fucking. It's like a.
No, it's not.
How deep is Loch Ness?
It's 700 feet.
Okay, yeah, that was way deeper.
Crazy.
But hella slim. Deep and slim.
Lake Lanier today is a massive tourist spot where visitors picnic, they camp out, they boat, they swim, they hike, and they take part in world-class fishing. But it hasn't always been that way. It's a man-made lake, and it wasn't put into place until the 50s when the government flooded 5 Georgia counties. And the land was ideal for farming and had natural rivers, and it stretched across the Georgia landscape. Because of its history, it leaves many wondering if the lake's dangers are tied to the fact that it's man-made or if there's something underneath it that lies deep. The area was once home to Cherokee natives and was known as Chestatee Village. Chestatee is a Cherokee word meaning pine torch or place of lights because they would use bonfires along the riverbanks to light their torches. And they would use these torches for hunting deer and other wildlife game. The Cherokee community also established a sacred burial ground called the Sumera Mound, which wouldn't be discovered until the excavation of the lake took place. Unfortunately, the 1830s brought about a change for the ancestral lands and the Cherokees who inhabited them. Of course, the white people came in and said,
like, fuck you, my land.
No more Cherokee.
Yeah, here's some marbles. We'll take the land.
Yes. So white settlers arrived in search for gold and expelled the natives from the area, sending them to their doomful journey along the Trail of Tears.
Oh, shit. This is like
have you heard of the Trail of Tears?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have not.
Trail of Tears is where the U.S. government essentially displaced Native Americans and made them walk, hundreds of miles. And they died of famine, disease, etc. through that walk.
It's like the Oregon Trail game, but like way shittier.
But they call it the Trail of Tears because
they were crying.
They were
super upset.
No, just imagine 10,000 natives walking 1,000 miles and then half of them dying along the way.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Rough. I know. It's like, ooh, down there.
The ancestral land transitioned in the years following, and by 1912, the area then became 90% white.
Classic. Of course.
So there was a town called Oscarville. Now, Oscarville was a thriving black community, and it had flourished with farms, families, locally owned businesses, and it was a safe haven. And in September of 1912, 2 events would take place that would once again change the entire community.
Oh, they were like, we need to gentrify the shit out of these fucking blacks out of here.
So September 5th, Ellen Grice, a 22-year-old white woman, claimed that a black man entered her home, sexually assaulted her while her husband was away. A search party for the attacker began, and 5 black men were arrested for the alleged crime.
Oh, man. Is this a thing where she was like, she wanted to like get a taste? And then,
yes.
And then, like, you know,
it was rumored.
Somebody saw him leave, and she's like, "Oh, he came in against my will when I gave him the key."
Right, and it was rumored that she was just having an affair.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I guarantee she was like, "That dude's hot. Like, I want to get me some of that."
Yeah. So these 5 black men were arrested,
and like all 5 charged. Like, or something ridiculous.
They
like,
were taken to jail. Mobs of white people showed up, gathered in hundreds surrounding the jailhouse, and a local black preacher was brutally beaten in the street in front of them.
Holy shit.
White men chased out other black men as they arrived on the scene. Chaos continued. The National Guard was called. And this was Jim Crow South. And this is the beginning of the KKK. And anyways, this one incident.
Wow, what a lovely resort town. Jesus Christ.
What a vacation spot.
I know. Like,
sounds great.
Mark that one off my list. Good luck trying to do that now in Atlanta.
A few days later, a young woman was found unconscious, injured, and sexually assaulted in the woods, and her name was Sweetie Mae Crow. And she was 18 years old, and she was quickly rushed to her home, but she would never regain consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Nearby, a pocket mirror is found, but is unknown to be related to the scene. People gathered to watch the scene unfold, including a group of black teenagers, one of which was 17-year-old Ernest Knox. He was approached and asked about owning the pocket mirror. He admitted that the pocket mirror was his, and then he became the sole suspect, basically. So then the white residents were like, oh, this dude is the dude.
He had a pocket mirror. Get him!
So then they coerced him into confessing.
Oh, I'm sure they did. They're like, we'll kill you if you don't say something. There was no cameras like in the thing. They were like, fucking, you're dead.
So then he, quote unquote, confessed and then was taken to the jailhouse, and he was joined by 4 other black men who were also accused being party to the incident.
See, so they did. Oh my, this is.
I keep doing
ridiculous.
the quotes and quotes because there's a lot of.
Because it's absurd.
So after these men were arrested, 2,000 white men came to the jailhouse, wanting to basically sling them up.
Oh my God!
Take matters into their own hands. Yeah. They dragged the 24-year-old toward the town square where they beat him with crowbars, and he was lynched from the telephone pole.
Oh, they did. Oh my God. Oh, so the guards just like let him in? Come on into the prison?
He was lynched from the pole, and then they took turns shooting him.
Jesus. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, May...
Dark.
Yeah, it went real dark.
I mean, God, Lake Lanier.
2 weeks later, Mae Crow succumbed to her injuries, and she died. The remaining prisoners were charged with additional murder charges on top of this sexual assault. So basically what they were saying is that she was gang raped. And they took the original guy who confessed, murdered him, and then the other 3 or the other 4 were then charged with accessory to murder.
It's so interesting that literally this all happened from a pocket mirror.
Yeah,
there was no fucking DNA, no clothes, no hair fibers. There's a mirror.
Then on top
found
of
a mirror,
and then on top of it, these other men who were charged were sentenced to private hanging.
What?
Now, a private hanging is where you're charged and you're going to be hanged only in front of family.
Great.
Damn.
What a better way to go.
And of course, the jury was all white.
Well, of course.
Of course.
They were out of the 12 jurors, 14 vote. And what?
Yeah. In Georgia, too. There's no black people. Meaning for the jury.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah,
it's a joke.
They're all Mississippi.
Well, no. It's a joke, meaning the majority of people in Georgia are black. So,
Oh, yeah. So there's
zero.
They found the 12 white people.
I know. Literally, they were
of the town.
Go knock on all the plantation homes and go get the white people over here, and then we'll let them in.
A 15-foot-high privacy fence was installed so that it would be a private hanging. However, the night before the execution, a mob tore it down, burned it to the ground, and made the executions public, where 5,000 people watched the boys hang.
See, this is there's no law enforcement. They have no power over these citizens. They just do whatever the fuck they want. They're okay, fine.
That's a mob though. 5,000 people.
That's a mob.
That's more than a riot.
Yeah.
That's a fucking.
Yeah.
Well, imagine
you're not going to stop that.
If there was 5,000 black people out there, they would have brought fucking tanks in, fucking ran them all over.
True.
It's crazy. I mean, so it goes on. So white residents continued escalating their threats to black residents, setting fire to their businesses, shooting through the home windows. Night riders would use TNT to blow up churches, and structures throughout town.
This is fucking Mad Max.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Eventually, black landowners were like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, peace.
We're not going to do this anymore, and they literally just abandoned their homes.
Oh, they couldn't even sell them.
Out. Yeah. But what's even wild about this county, 4% of the county was black. So it wasn't
a massive percent. It was
it was just, Anyways, it was.
That's a fucking shit time.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not a good time. So a little bit about Lake Lanier and how it became what it is in 1946, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers began to develop plans to dam the Chattahoochee River, a project that would create a man-made lake and assist in flood control, and it provided hydropower and a water supply to surround the areas, specifically Atlanta, because it was very close and, it was a lot of demand was needed for it, basically. So originally it was not intended for a recreational lake. Like it wasn't a
right.
It wasn't a jet skis and that sort of thing. It was more, water nearby that is needed by the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So the whole idea of Lake Lanier was that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers wanted to develop a dam, and so that they could assist with flood control and provide hydropower for Atlanta, because Atlanta was getting huge.
And water, too, because it's like fresh water.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Within 2 years, the government began buying up the land that would be flooded for the upcoming project. Now, unfortunately, the land belonged to 700 farmers.
Man, I see where this is going.
They're fucked.
So this is 700.
Hey, brother.
So this is 700 farmers over 59 square miles.
So that's a lot of land.
Square miles.
That's a shitload of land.
Yeah. Shitload of land. Also, it's a shitload of farmers.
Yeah.
And the government was willing to pay sellers $50 an acre.
I would love to know if that was a good price or if that was like dog shit price.
Yeah.
Like it's like a third of its worth. I'm like,
we'll
give you
what year?
what
Year are we talking about?
1946.
Okay,
that's a lot back then. I think.
$50. 90
average.
1,000? No, $500.
Like nowadays?
Nowadays? Yeah, $500.
And what year?
46.
$500. I mean, let's say a farmer owned 10,000 acres.
No. There's 700
square miles.
700 divided by 38,000 acres.
38,000 acres.
Yeah. So what's the math?
I don't know. I'm not fucking good at math. Don't ask me to do math on a fucking Friday night.
55 acres each.
The closest thing I could find is this thing saying like farmland prices in 1920.
Okay.
So his average farm real estate values reached a pre-World War II peak of $69 per acre in 1920.
Okay.
And then following this peak,
but it also depends
it's
where
kind of
it
a low.
is.
Well, it said it declined sharply to a low of 31 per acre in 1934, and remained in the 31 to 34 range until the current uptrend beginning in the 1940s. So it seems like in the 1940s things started going up. So maybe it was like around normal price. Yeah, like it wasn't like dog shit pricing. Yeah. But like, why would you want to sell? Like, because you sell, then you have no livelihood anymore.
If you think about it nowadays, okay, fine, that's shit money now. But it also depends like where you are. Are you talking about an acre in the city or like out in the middle of nowhere?
Right.
Anyways, let's assume it was like a decent price.
So on average, if you divide 38,000 acres divided by 700 farmers, that's about 55 acres per farmer.
Yeah.
So at $50 an acre, you were getting
$2,500. $2,500, $3,000-ish.
Yeah. So times 10, you're getting 30,000 for your property.
But like you lose your like
totally
main
your
folks,
whole
like,
house.
Like
your
only thing you know how to do too is like farm.
Yeah.
It's like this is your livelihood.
So allegedly, they just seized people who.
Yeah, this is because we're called eminent domain.
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, if they're building like a public works thing, it's in the good of the public for it to be built. Like, hey, we're building a highway. Yep. Your houses were in the track. Sorry, that's even if you don't want to sell it, they'll literally kick you out.
Yeah, that's right.
And like make you take the money.
That's so what allegedly
sell to me or sell to me? Like
you have two options: sell to me now or sell to me later for less.
It's like the cartel: plata or plomo. You want the lead or you want the cash? Which one? You want the gun or you want the cash?
I'll take the cash, please. Cash sounds good.
So allegedly, what the government did is they began to clear areas that were problems. So if you did not sell, they would say basically, your home is not fit to live and it's a hazard to the community.
We found asbestos.
Yes, condemned. It's condemned.
Like Agent Orange in your walls.
You can't live there.
Yeah. So they would clear your area.
That's so dick.
Yeah.
You better sell. Sell it. Take the 50. Take the 50 and run.
What they started to do is they started to remove old buildings, old churches. They removed 20 cemeteries that were there.
What do they do with the bodies, bro? What the fuck?
Unmarked graves were allegedly identified, then relocated to other areas.
Allegedly. I love this allegedly. Literally, they're like, dump them in the lake. That's where the 64 bodies came from. It was like corpses.
So within 4 years, so from this started in 1946, so by 1950, the dam development began. So they succeeded by 1950.
Okay. Took a
And
while.
they started building the dam, and it slowly filled the lake to what it is today. And it took about 3 to 5 years to reach the capacity. But when it was finished, the lake had depths of 250 feet, and all the statistics that we did before, where how big the lake
Yeah,
is.
they've
now.
like 57 miles of blah, 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 blah.
So today, Lake Lanier contains 76 parks.
What do you mean by park? Like a park?
Little
like
park.
like
you
a...
go, a little campfire, a little
like
barbecue.
They had like little like metal,
Yes,
like
exactly.
coal barbecue.
1,200 campsites,
Damn, that's hella campsite.
10 full-service marinas, and 100 little mini islands.
Damn.
Despite
pretty hot.
I know. Despite the government's efforts to clear the area, old ferry boats still remain underwater. Concrete structures are down underneath the water, and bodies.
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 Corpses.
Yeah.
But apparently corpses are like, are they just like eventually floating up, or they're like they're like
Down at the bottom.
newly dead people?
Well, that's a good question. So statistically speaking, and we've gotten this from the Georgia Department of Natural Resources since 90.
I love that they have this stat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, such
I'm
a
not
weird
even kidding.
stat.
Yeah, I know. We have it, right? We have total boating incidents. We have total injuries, total fatalities. 64 people have died on Lake Lanier since 94
And this is from all causes.
from all causes.
Okay, so it's not just like straight murders. It's like,
No.
hey, I'm on a 2. And
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's like-
right. BUIs. Have you ever heard of the term BUIs? It's a
boating under the influence. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Hundreds.
Heard of
like
that.
millions of
Hundreds of
BUIs. Like,
BUIs.
everybody
Hundreds
who's
of
getting a BUI.
Yeah, that's right. But some say that since 1956, there are about 700 deaths at Lake Lanier.
Damn,
Making
how did we get that
Wow.
discrepancy in 64 to 700?
Well,
all
64
the farmers.
since the
700
90s.
farmers, 700 bodies.
Yeah, 64 since the 90s. And then...
No,
I mean,
since
so-
when, like, if they finish completion in, like, what, like, probably, like, mid 50s? Yeah.
56, yeah. So they say 700 deaths at Lake Lanier, making it the United States' deadliest lake.
But who's saying this? I was like, some...
So question.
So it's the
would,
deadly-
would
like-
would you go there now?
After this episode, no.
Oh, God, no. I mean,
But I have been there. I went to a golf course.
You've been
I went
there,
to Lake
okay.
Lanier Golf Course, Country Club, and it's beautiful.
Oh, look at this fancy, fancy pants.
well, Eric was accepted with open arms.
Yeah.
I mean, me or Jorge walk up into the country
Exactly.
club. They're gonna be like, around the back is where the wait staff goes, sir.
you two go play in the middle of the lake. Eric, go play golf.
Yeah, why don't you go hold these weights for me on the boat?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Oh, you know what to say. I know.
You know, we've got a lot of photos and we've got a lot of things. I mean, there's all sorts of weird, freaky, giant catfish that come up. I mean, this is a 200-pound catfish that just
Holy
floated on the
shit, that's
shore.
fucking sick, bro.
you know, you've got
Wow,
almost
it's like the size of a boat.
you've almost got just graveyards or lost things just underneath the water, and you just I don't know, you just got all
I know
sorts
it's
of
like a
crazy
weird,
things.
it's like a weird
yeah.
like graveyard. And
Yeah.
So a couple things that we'll go over before we dive into the old conspiracy.
Conspiracies?
So the next part is the haunting of Lake Lanier. And I
mean-
felt like this is an important part. So this is in 1958.
this shit definitely is haunted.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
And so not long after the completion, which the completion was in 1956, so then 1958, the first tragedy occurred. Delia Parker Young and her friend Susie Roberts were headed to a local roadhouse in Delia's 1954 Ford.
this sounds like a fucking hot time
I
right
know.
now. All right.
Earlier that night, the two were spotted at a gas station with Delia wearing a blue dress where they left before paying, and that would be the last time the girls were ever seen. The only evidence left behind
Haunted.
were skid marks on the bridge across Lake Lanier that indicated she had lost control and the car had gone over into the water.
Chappaquiddick.
Very
That's what I was thinking about.
Chappaquiddick.
Very Chappaquiddick-y. Divers searched relentlessly, but their bodies and her vehicle were not found. A year following the presumed accident, a fisherman spotted remains that had floated to the surface of the lake, and the woman's body wore a blue dress but was not identifiable.
Yeah, Ted Kennedy was also spotted at the same gas station. Ooh.
Strangely, the bodies were missing both of their hands and toes.
Oh, whoa. Why the toes, though?
What? That's so weird.
That's such a weird thing to cut off. Like hands, okay, fingerprints, makes sense. But
Fuck, that's
there's not
gnarly.
like toe prints.
Isn't that gnarly? Ugh.
Like, why wouldn't they just take
Like,
take the whole foot?
I know,
the whole feet.
I know, the whole feet. The foot's just...
I'm gonna take the hands, but not the whole feet.
Just give me the toes. Just give me the toes.
hell?
Just give me the nuggets.
Authorities assumed it may be one of the girls from the accident. However, they were unable to make a conclusion and placed her remains in an unmarked grave. And it wouldn't be until 31 years later in 1990 that bridge maintenance would unveil Delia's car with Susie Roberts still inside of it.
Wow. That sucks.
She was identified by dental records, and it was simultaneously determined that the earlier remains were Delia's.
Okay, yeah, because they were like, okay.
The girls were then buried next to each other, and Delia's grave was no longer unmarked. Since the tragedy, visitors at the lake claim they see a ghostly figure of a woman in a blue dress near the bridge, and the ghost has no eyes and no hands.
And no toes.
And
Sorry, it's not funny.
she's known as the Lady of the Lake, and that sometimes she would drag people underwater.
That's so spooky. Okay. Have you guys ever fucking had a encounter with a ghost?
Ooh, a ghost encounter. That's a good question.
I love this question.
I mean,
it's for you guys.
I was hoping you would answer first so I'd have time to think.
So I don't want to say something that like people are gonna hate me for this, but no, never.
Why would people hate you for not having a ghost encounter?
Because I feel like it's not like most people have.
Most people, no.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nothing.
I know a
lot of people do, but
I haven't
I
personally.
mean, weird noises and
Well, according to my wife,
weird
we have fucking ghost
feelings.
encounters every night because like weird noises. All, did you hear that? You hear that? Did you hear that? Go check it out. And I gotta go like scope the house out with my gun, and I'm like, and then I'm like, what do you know? It's nothing.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking weird.
yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
I personally haven't had one. I've been.
But you've had UFOs, so that's
Yeah, but
that's in the same vein.
But I've been like scared thinking that something.
Yeah.
So I lived in Ohio. We lived on a street called Observatory, and so we lived in like it was like this old fucking farmhouse, like 500-600 years old. First street there. I mean, first house on the street, and so it was dope ass house, 3 stories, sick. That was back when we were like balling. And so my dad said that one night they were sleeping, and so my mom would always get up and go to the bathroom or get some water from downstairs. So he said he like felt her get off the bed, and then so he like reached over, she's kind of like okay. So then he feels her get back on the bed, like the fucking like the thing, and he said he rolls over to put his arm around her, and there's fucking no one there, and he said he like freaked the fuck out, and he was like, "Yes!"
That's freaky.
And like literally,
That's
like,
kinda
my mom was like, I think she was getting water or something, and so she like ran back upstairs, like what the, and he was like, what the, and he was like, what the, so that was
He couldn't go back to sleep.
no,
after that.
no, he was like, fuck this,
Yeah.
and so I haven't personally had it, but there you have it.
That's your ghost encounter story.
It's party ghost.
Do you have a ghost story?
I don't.
Damn it. Do you have any?
I was hoping you guys did.
Nothing.
do you have any story? So we can just at
any
all?
kind?
What's your favorite meal?
So this one time, there was a witch called Blair Witch.
Oh. So another story is another spirit that seemingly haunts the lake as a shadowy figure that can be seen late at night.
It's called a shadow.
He moves.
That's what it's called.
He
Called the
moves.
Chupacabra.
He went from Mexico to Georgia.
So another story, another haunting story of Lake Lanier is that there is a shadowy figure that can be seen late at night. He moves slowly across the lake using a long pole and a lantern to guide the way. One night, 2 fishermen were out at around 1 a.m. and they spotted him. They found it odd to see someone else out there so late and in the cold. They called out to him, which is when he stopped and he stood up in his boat. He dove into the water towards them, making a loud splash as he hit the water. But when they shone a light in the direction of the figure, it was gone, and so was the boat. What a lame fucking...
What if it was like...
We should have done the other one.
And I was like, a dude jumped in the water, and then he disappeared. But we didn't see him again. Well, we didn't tell them. It was like, we were both on ayahuasca when we were on that night.
Dumb story.
That's so good.
Like
That might be the video in itself.
he was fishing
Yeah.
and he caught a fish. Fucking haunted.
Jesus Christ.
Lake Lanier.
Haunted fish.
I know, he caught a haunted fish with a blue dress on.
So ghosts aren't the only thing that seemingly haunt Lake Lanier. Boats hit things in the water, but nothing is ever found.
I mean, maybe
So they just run into shit.
Maybe they're like BUIs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
People claim that they can feel hands dragging them into the water.
Come on.
Multiple stories of people just saying, I felt like a hand was grabbing me into the water.
Well, I mean, did you see that fucking 200-pound catfish? Maybe it's the fucking catfish, bro.
Exactly.
Longtime diver Buck Buchanan, fucking awesome guy.
That was.
Longtime diver
What was
Buck
that, wait, what was
Buchanan.
that accent?
I
What?
don't know where it was from. I don't.
Okay. Sorry.
And he's quoted as saying, "You reach out into the dark and you feel an arm or a leg and it doesn't move."
That's right. What into the dark of what? The dark of the water? It was the dark like at night. You're just like into this. Just reach on out.
There's just so much. Here's the part that just gets crazy, right? Like there's just in 2019, 8 people drowned.
Damn.
Just 8 of them. In 2020, 7.
Because they were fucking
I mean,
BUI.
and it is a lake.
2023, there were 8 people. They're just drowning. Everybody's just drowning and dying.
I wonder what the stats are like. I wonder what the average drowning stats are per lake. I wonder if
Per
they have
lake?
That. I wonder if they have that stat.
Per lake across the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm saying it's like maybe it's
Yeah.
a thing. It is a body
Maybe it's
of water.
normal.
I know, like maybe that's like hella low. they're like killing it on the numbers right
you
now.
might not be wrong. Like,
That's why I'm just curious.
yeah. How many people drown in each lake in America? Yeah.
What's the average drowning per year at a lake in America?
Shipping can make or break a sale, so optimize how you ship your orders with ShipStation. They make it easy to automate and manage orders no matter how big your business grows. And they might even be able to help reduce shipping and warehouse costs. So optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Sign up for your free 60-day trial now at ShipStation.com and use the code POD. That's ShipStation.com with the code POD.
3,500 to 4,000 people.
Drown per year. That's an average of 10 fatal drownings per day. But this is
But how many lakes are there?
This is like there's a lot.
Fucking
Yeah.
Lakeland, an hour from here, has like 100 lakes in that.
Place
in that
is
little
called
city.
Lakeland.
And Minnesota has like fucking 1,000, the land of 1,000 lakes. So
Yeah,
So maybe that isn't.
It's not a good comparison.
It's not. Okay.
That's not a good comparison. But also, like around here, you know, we have boating all the time. I don't hear of that many deaths around here, like drowning. Because at first I was thinking like maybe it's like the BUIs. Like you're boating, you're having a good time, you're drinking. Of course, you're gonna have more accidents, more deaths. But
I mean, yeah, especially you're out there on the fucking twisted tees. And like,
some high noon.
I know you're trying to like show off for the girls. Watch me do a backflip, and like you fucking smack your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some visitors claim that they hear church bells from the sunken churches that are beneath the lake.
No, come on now.
Swimmers dive into the lake and they don't resurface. Rogue waves capsize boats. Divers get entangled in fishing lines, trees, structures. It's estimated that there are around 20 to 30 dead bodies in the lake just waiting to be found on any given day.
Damn. That's a lot.
Damn. Crazy. Boating, jet skiing, car accidents are relatively common. And there's also a bacteria that lives in the mud of Lake Lanier that has been known to sicken divers and beach goers with a hard-to-treat illness. Not only that, there are claims that the lake has freaky catfish that range from between the size of a 12-year-old to the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Dude, how fucking wild would it be if you like caught a beetle-sized catfish? Like, imagine frying that bad boy up. Oh yeah.
There's a funny story of a truckload of chickens that crashed into the lake and tipped into it, and so now there's deformed chickens living throughout the lake.
They like live there, like they survived, like they fucking they prospered. They just turned into ducks.
All right. Why deformed?
I know, this is like Lake Lanier is like a fucking freak show.
Yeah, it's like a nuclear.
I know, exactly. Some weird shit. People, you just reach out and you come back with another leg and so keep reaching out.
A few other stories that are just, you know.
I mean, it's weird. You got to say like, if there's enough things, can it still be a coincidence? if there's so much shit going on, like there's so many
That's the
things.
thing. I think that's
Like
that's
it's like
the
there
moral of the
is
story.
like so much. Like, clearly, it's like not everyone's lying.
Yep.
Right.
In 2017, so pretty recent, a man by the name of Kelly Nash disappeared and was later found floating in Lake Lanier with a gunshot wound. It was a relatively normal evening for Nash, but he was feeling a bit under the weather, so when he and his girlfriend went to bed that night, he was unable to sleep. Instead, he went to the living room to play video games until he could sleep because his girlfriend worked earlier the next morning and didn't want to bother her. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to do a little Call of Duty.
Yeah, he's like, I'm COD, like, fuck you.
I'm just gonna do an hour. It turns into like
no
6 a.m.
Until I can sleep my ass. Like,
I know, right?
That shit gets you fired up.
He's like, oh, Gamer Dave's on. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. She said that she woke up in the middle of the night around 4 a.m. and noticed he wasn't even in the bedroom. She checked on him in the living room after hearing noises from the TV. She claimed he was acting normal, so she went back to bed.
He was sweating. He was like in a pool of his own sweat and Cheetos.
By 7:30 a.m., when she was up again for work, she said that he was nowhere to be found and the video game was idle. She noticed the garage had been slightly open, but Nash's truck was still parked out in front, and he left his wallet, phone, and keys at home.
He rage quit. Did it say like,
However-
like 32nd place?
However, his 9mm was gone.
Oh, shit.
Sadly, his body was found a few weeks later with a gunshot wound, and an official cause of death was drowning. His family later hired a PI to investigate what truly happened, but oddly, the investigation unveiled more mystery because Nash wasn't involved in anything strange, and so nobody knows what happened.
Okay,
Where was he shot?
I have so many questions. Yeah. First of all, where's the gunshot? If he's like shot in the forehead,
Yeah.
and then they, like
Drowning? Come on.
Okay. I was like wondering, like, why is he bringing 9mm? I mean, I guess like that's not the weirdest thing. Like, protect your family.
Like, what would make him leave his house?
Rage quit, dude.
Okay, but why would he take his 9mm?
Well, maybe it's like from Thor Ragnarok, where he's like, new master. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking find you. I'm gonna go into your fucking cabin. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah,
and like trips and like shoots himself. Like shit, rolls in the water, drowns. I don't know. I can see it.
I mean, he could have been, he could have been throwing back the crown while he's like playing some COD.
There you go.
You know, it doesn't really say where he was shot. It does talk about how he was in PJs. You know what I mean?
I wonder if they found like alcohol or some drugs or
I know.
So
shit
his,
into the
his
system.
autopsy was not released, so we don't know where.
God
he was
damn
shot.
it.
Yeah.
But they know there was a wound somewhere, and we don't know what the drug.
I mean, that's some of the funnest shit. Like you're just sitting down playing for a few hours. Like you can get lost for a few hours playing some video games and like
some Halo, Halo 1, little plastic,
dude.
Throwing back a few beers.
Dude, classic Halo, little snipers and shotguns.
I mean, the Pillars of Autumn. I mean, let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I could easily still sit for like.
Oh, dude, I'm about to like fire up
3
the
to
Xbox
5
when I
hours.
get home.
I know, right?
Like I said, like sweating. Like these sweatpants will be fucking soaked by the time I'm done.
So another strange story. Mother's Day 2020, a gas tank explosion injured 2 teens, killed a dog.
It does seem like it's like
an angry beaver randomly attacked a young girl.
Are you? No. Is that a real story?
Yeah, it's a real story.
An angry
July
beaver?
2023, an angry beaver randomly attacked a young girl and her father while they were visiting. According to local authorities, don't worry, there are no more bad beavers on the loose. End of story.
They put him down. They shoot the beaver. Oh, God.
The same month in 2023, a 24-year-old man jumped into the lake and was mysteriously electrocuted, and he died. He just jumped in the water and he was electrocuted.
Okay, so now,
That's an ongoing investigation right now.
Dude, there's
so many things.
Dude, this
so
is
weird.
literally, this is starting to get bizarre.
I know.
I mean, the angry beaver, I was like, okay. Like, it's just like, there's like some weird fucking, I don't know, maybe frequency in this area that just like makes shit go off. Like, I don't know.
I feel like that's normal. Though.
So in 2020,
I mean, around here, if you find a lake, you're gonna find a gator, or like a spring. You're gonna hear stories of getting attacked by a gator or some fucking weird ass snake.
But who on earth has been attacked by a beaver?
I mean,
beavers are wild. Apparently,
apparently.
Another story, Margaritaville.
I'm just saying that's not like
there's a Margaritaville at Lake Lanier Islands.
I would definitely be going there.
They announced they'd be installing a fence around their shoreline because they no longer want guests to swim because The year earlier, a 19-year-old man drowned 30 yards off the shore while he was dining at the restaurant.
Damn. So it's just like
You're gonna drown if you throw back a few shots.
I mean,
and
you're
you're
30 yards out. Yeah.
You're drunk as shit. You're gonna go out there and drown. That's
So,
stupid. That's just stupid on his
at
part.
the end of this, there's so many more stories, and keep in mind there are 64 deaths since the 90s. There's a lot of stories,
and that's just documented.
yeah. And then that's just documented. And then also since the 50s, there are 700 deaths.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
but now that
Supposedly.
we look up the stats, that seems kind of small.
Well, no. That we
It's crazy how many people there are.
Dude, this is just deaths. The number we looked up for the nation was just drowning deaths, not like boating accident or fucking murder or I don't know, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So, and just to wrap up, like kind of like the official script of this whole thing, Lake Lanier is admittedly home to drinking and partying.
Yeah.
And getting on the boat and getting turned.
Dude, I feel like any body of water where there's boats, it's like literally, it's like it's like this
But
booze is
the
synonymous.
mystery and the fact that it is pretty much the deadliest lake that exists in America.
It seems like it is.
The bad luck, bad decisions. Maybe it's the haunting and the ghosts, but really in history that was covered up and the land was changed forever by the government.
You know what I think it is? Maybe I shouldn't say this. I thought about it. I was like, man, maybe it's the ghosts of the lynched black people, and they're like, fuck these fucking whiteys. We're just gonna make shit go off.
A couple questions.
So question for you guys.
Yeah, we have questions.
Yeah, we have questions for you. I have questions for you guys. So, do you think that it's possible that a ghost can be drowning people?
Okay.
I don't think he's
back up,
holding their head underwater. No.
Back up. No. Hold on. We got to start even.
That's
basic.
It's gotta be a broader. It's gotta be a broader question.
Basic.
Well,
First off,
do you believe it's haunted?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
Even though I
don't know what they are. I don't know.
Don't know
I
what they
believe
are.
in some form.
Celestial.
Celestial.
Well,
That's
yeah, maybe not. What's the right word?
Astral form.
Astral. That's probably a better form.
I don't know, just some spirit that
this
could
lingering
potentially
spirit.
have the potential to
affect reality.
Affect your reality without having a body, I guess.
Totally.
Okay, I'm
totally
gonna take you. I'm gonna
believe
take
that.
you a little bit further. Okay, so you believe in a spirit.
Yes.
Okay, so you believe in spirit. So this would then be a spirit that has no body.
Yes.
Well, that's what its spirit is.
No, I'm just clarifying it, right, for everybody. Yeah. So,
correct.
So a ghost is a spirit that has no body.
That's the way I perceive it.
Yeah, it has to be like somebody,
Totally cool.
some person
So in
that
theory,
was around.
in theory,
Yeah.
then you would then subscribe to maybe their hauntings.
Perhaps, yeah. I believe that there are haunting is a real thing for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think everything that they say is haunted is haunted.
Do you have one that you're like guaranteed? Like not Lake Lanier, but do you have one that's you're like that's haunting? Yeah, that's a haunting thing. That's a haunted.
I stay so far away from that shit that I wouldn't know.
Really?
I don't like scary shit.
Yeah.
I really am not a big fan of scary shit. I don't
scared
I don't
of the
watch
scary
scary
shit.
movies. I don't fucking not into it.
Same.
I'm really not into it. And I don't really get scared in the movies, but then I get scared afterwards, weeks later, when I'm like, is my shit fucked up? Then I start making my own shit into messed up, and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah. Well, because I'm almost thinking that if there was any that was, because I know we do a lot of conspiracies.
Amityville fucking horror house, maybe. I feel like that fucking
Roanoke.
Yeah, I think.
I
think something's going on there.
Yeah, there's got to be some, right?
Yeah.
I think anywhere, especially with the Roanoke,
I think it's real.
Anywhere where that many people die, there's one of them's bound to get pissed.
Exactly.
One of them's bound to be like, no.
Or stick around.
I know, they're like, fuck this, no. I need revenge.
And then fuck with everybody else.
Because I mean, of all the episodes we've done, this maybe would lend to that.
And I think
compared to a cover up.
Yeah, exactly.
And see,
Or a
the reason I also
conspiracy.
believe that this might have some credence is I feel like hauntings and I feel like spirits can only affect so much. I don't think a spirit's gonna strangle you.
Yeah.
But I feel like spirits
It's kind of like Ghost. You ever
see
see Ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just move a penny.
I know. It's
That's all you can do. Literally can't do anything else. But blow in your
They
hair.
kind of embrace her with static
Yeah.
electricity. She's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is that? No, but I feel like maybe they could, a little slipperoo. or something. They're like a little short in the battery in your boat and like get electrocuted. I don't know, like do like little shit.
Like if they can bust the door open or turn on the lights or some shit like that, why can't they strangle you?
You know, it's a bit easier to just blunt force like open something than to like.
How do you know
to kill you?
To straight strangle you?
You think you?
I'm just saying, like maybe they're pulling people under.
Can I ask you? You could think you could be strangled by a ghost?
I don't, but I'm. You know what? I could be wrong. Maybe they were possessing. Maybe they were possessing bodies underneath in the little zombie.
I'm just trying to think through this. So, logically, if a ghost can like have some sort of force to act on this. You know, this physical
it's a good
universe.
Yeah, I get it.
And they can like push a button and turn on a light or some shit like that, and like
that's a good point. I mean,
create some.
Why not?
Who's to say if they can't do that? Why couldn't they?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Apply physical pressure to your neck while you're swimming.
Yeah, well,
or just like push down on your shoulder, like oopsies. Like you're like treading water. They're like go down. Go down.
I remember there was a place where I grew up.
This is a scary story. Yeah, he didn't say he had one, but now he's got one. Yeah.
I just remembered one.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
No, I do remember of a story, a place where I used to, where I grew up. There was a place that they had some railroads. And there was a school bus that got ran over by a train, and so a bunch of kids died. Yeah,
that sucks.
And
it's a horrible story.
Thanks,
and I know. But so supposedly you can leave your car parked right on the railroad track, and like people or you would feel, or the kids, the ghosts, like whatever, right? I don't know, that you would get pushed away from the tracks.
Oh, they'd be like, get out!
They're like trying to save you and shit.
Oh wow, so that's like that's a good ghost.
Yeah, it's a good ghost.
Like ghosts for good.
But my point is, if they could, I don't know if it's true or not. I just heard of these stories, but like if that's true, and if they can exert that much pressure on a car for that long, like why can't they kill you then?
I mean, I think it'd probably be easier because I think it's like most of the, from what I've seen in like horror movies, most of the time it's like it's a simple physical activity,
like a little short,
short, like they can bah. But now that you mentioned, like, hey, if someone's treading water, what's the sun?
Pull them down.
Like fucking hit him in the balls. Oh, like fucking drown, bitch. Possible.
I'm just saying.
I believe it.
Hey, anything's possible.
Question everything.
Okay. All right.
Eric's like,
nope. So Lake Lanier.
Eric doesn't agree.
Well, first of all, Eric, do you believe in ghosts? We didn't ask you. You can't ask a question without answering it.
Do I believe in ghosts?
Come on. Yes. You didn't think about this?
Or do you remember any ghost stories? Like no. For real? Like
really
not movies. No.
I do have a
So Whoopi Goldberg.
There were ghost stories told to me in like my home neighborhood, but I never saw them. You know what I mean?
No, neither have I. But I don't think Jorge saw the school kids either.
Yeah, exactly, like the story. But I heard people in my town just talk about it more than one time.
Anyone you trust implicitly tell you a story that you're like, okay, well, I know that they wouldn't lie about it.
There was I have one story where there was a there's one story that I have that I do remember as a kid, and it was in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it was about this road, and I forget what the road is called, but some people in the Bay Area will tell me, but it was a dark lit road, and there was some sort of cult or some sort of group or whatever that was living there, and they were albinos.
Oh, wow. Cult of only albinos?
Yeah,
wow.
I guess it was like a spot where you could go if you were a full albino.
Okay.
Yeah. And then some tragedy happened. They were all killed and murdered.
All of them?
Yeah.
Damn.
And this road, it's in the Bay Area. It's in San Jose. And at night, people would say that they saw
albinos.
You would drive it. You would drive it at night, at midnight, and there would be albinos just coming out into the road in the middle of the night.
Well, I mean, God, what looks more like a ghost than an albino? The definition
and honestly,
of a ghost.
that story is probably one of the more ones that I believe.
Like people would swerve out of the way, like
and that's one of the ones
and did you hear it like more than
many
one?
times?
Yeah.
And we would drive the
like-
road.
exactly,
And we would
that's
go
how
drive
my-
the road really late.
And
at
you
night.
never saw anything?
Never saw anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I still kind of like believe it. If you and I drove that tonight, I would be
never
like,
driving it.
I'd be like, it's happening. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh well, first of all, I would
So-
just not swear. I would just run anything over.
Yeah.
that was in the way. Like, sorry. All right, so Eric believes too.
So I do believe in the. So what do you guys think on Lake Lanier? Do you think it was it's just a bad luck lake,
I mean, it seems like it's fucking.
or just thousands of people go there and they just rage party, weekend warriors?
I think it's more on that side. Like
Yeah.
just a lot of party, a lot of booze, and you end up with accidents more than other
Yeah.
places just because it's such a party spot. I don't
Yeah.
know. You know, that's what it kind of seems like. Although I kind of like the idea of the ghost.
I mean, I like the idea of
Haunted?
ghosts, too.
Yeah.
I do too. I kind of do too.
I like it. Makes it. I feel like it makes it better.
The myth.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel I would feel better if it was ghosts and not just the stupidity of man causing all this death and destruction.
But also if us three went and we had if we went to Lake Lanier and we were like having a boat day, we would talk about it, right?
about
If we went
About how many people died.
why would that's
Meaning like
that's
we would like
precisely
build it up and be like,
Oh, yeah.
I saw like kind of like Loch Ness.
Yeah.
You would be like, I saw a snake.
I would only be thinking about like
Yeah.
I'd be like, you feel that? I felt
Yeah.
something like
Same
the whole
with Lake
time.
Lanier, a little
I wouldn't
bit.
want to actually
Yeah.
go deep enough into the water to not
Totally.
be close enough to shore. I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah.
you would just stay on shore and
Oh,
like,
dude,
just
fuck it.
put your feet in and that's it.
I mean, I feel like, but I feel like that could be the same way with literally anywhere on Earth. Like you find out like,
Anything that, like,
the
a
true
bunch of bad
history
stuff
of it, and you're like,
happens. I know.
ugh, okay, I don't want to be outside.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's something. I feel like there's something going on there. I think there was a lot of like really dark shit that happened, and typically, you would presume that if there was going to be some sort of haunting, it would likely be around areas where there's massive trauma and like massive terrible things happening.
I think you're right.
Because if like on my concept of a ghost is like a spirit who didn't want to leave and was like pissed, it's usually not because nice things happen.
Yeah.
It's like some shit happened and they're like fucking some vendetta and they can't pass on and they're like, I gotta fucking wreak havoc.
Right.
So you think it might go back all the way back to like the lynching and
Oh dude, fuck yeah.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
What
I
about
think you're right about the trauma though. Isn't that how ghosts? I mean, that's the only reason why
You would think
if
why
you
they
were a
wouldn't.
ghost,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
you can't like you're too. I guess
some fucked up shit happened.
yeah,
and
they're
then
so
you're
fucked
like,
up
yeah,
and you can't.
let go.
Yeah, you're just like stuck, fucking stuck,
yeah.
and you're just upset.
Yeah.
which that would make sense back to that whole the lynching and all that.
Yeah.
But what about the girl in the bridge?
Blue dress.
Yeah, in the bridge.
The
And
haunted
Well,
lady
see,
of
the
the
thing
lake.
is, like,
blue
no
dress,
one knows
yeah.
what happened. What if they were ran off the
I
road?
know.
Like, what if?
But what about the hands and the toes?
That's so weird.
That's hella, yeah, well, dude. I don't know. Like, maybe like a catfish ate them. I don't know. Like, just like nibble the little
hands.
toes.
How does a catfish cut your hands off?
But how does it, like, I was only
catfish.
thinking about the toesies. like,
It's like the Black Dahlia. It's a raccoon. Cut her up.
yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe,
The
I
fact
know.
that the hands got cut off is super.
That's a
sketch.
murder.
That has to be a murder. Yeah.
It's just a rape
yeah.
and a murder,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It might not have anything to do with the lake.
But why was that?
It's just-
But the friend was still in the car. So maybe
I know.
like they got him, got
know.
her out. Maybe she like hit the gas, like trying to like get out. They pulled her out. The car goes in. Friend dies,
Yeah.
and then they like get her and then they toss her in because she wasn't like.
Man.
Because it's weird that if it was just an accident, why was she not there?
Right.
And I guess maybe she could have got out,
Right.
but
You know, for our listeners, you know what actually I would be interested in is if there's a podcast that goes over that true crime specifically.
no, that would be cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
what
wanna be-
happened?
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
there's an episode
Yeah.
out there that somebody can recommend of
Or if anyone has any other cool stories that they know that would like add some more context.
Yeah, if you
or
guys have been
some
there,
more clarity.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
If you have felt the pull,
Yeah. I mean
In the dark?
when I was playing the golf course,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any
Any feelings
astral,
of?
Yeah, I didn't have any astral pulse. I mean, my golf game was horrible, but I was super.
Well, you kept pulling to the left.
Yeah, no, but,
He blames it on the ghost.
but really, I was like 8 Miller Lights deep, and I was like, oh, "Fuck, this game sucks."
I'm not even here to play. I'm
here to socialize and sell.
Were you there for like a work trip?
Yeah, it was like a sales tournament.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you like had to lose. So you're quote unquote losing on purpose to make the sale.
Like, dude, and there's something about the cart girl, and it's just like a whole thing.
More. Yeah. Bring her back. We need more.
Hey, sweetheart, you want another Miller Lite? Hell yeah, dude.
That'll be $18.50.
Yeah. Charge it on the card.
It's expensive.
Yeah. All right. Well, I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something there. I think there could be something there. Like there clearly is a lot of fucked up shit that's happened. Like you know, who knows? Dude,
also, the city folk, they go up there. They go up there, even in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they go up there and they just be like, all right, we can do what we want.
Yeah, and they leave. And then clearly the law enforcement doesn't give a fuck.
It's kind of like Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is like the central place for mobsters from LA to go and Vegas to go and just fucking kill everybody.
Oh, yeah?
And then just pop back.
Maybe this is a lake conspiracy. This is where you go to kill people.
Honestly.
And then you
go out in the middle of nowhere. You got Ozarks, you got Lake Tahoe, you got Lake Lanier, you got all these places that they just go
dump bodies
out in the wilderness. Yeah. And then they just dump shit.
And then they leave.
Dump their problems. Yeah.
Maybe there's something to this.
You know, my wife is trying to plan a trip for this summer to go
Which
to
lake?
I don't know. I don't know.
Not Georgia. Anywhere.
No, it is Georgia.
Oh,
it is.
Sure.
It
Lake
is.
Lanier. Yeah,
you think it's Lake Lanier?
100%. There's nowhere else to go.
That's like the best one. Like that's the only one.
Okay, we're gonna have Jorge's gonna live stream
on
from
site.
Lake Lanier.
Yes.
On site.
Oh, 100%. We got to do this.
Oh, good.
Lady of the Lake.
I'm gonna find out what lake it is.
Don't you take your kids on that damn lake? No. Don't you dare.
This might be my last episode.
I know.
You guys, anything else on this?
I don't know.
No,
I know. I don't know, but I think there's something going on. That's it. I think there's something going on.
Something's
there.
fishy.
Yeah,
It's either like
fishy.
motherfuckers are just killing
No
people.
pun intended.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's so lame. It's a dad joke. Wow. Something
Yeah, I agree.
fishy.
I agree. I mean, a lot of deaths. I don't know what to say. I mean, if 8 people die a year, that's one a month.
That's 8 people drowning.
Yeah, that's one a month. Every month, somebody's dying.
No, 8. There's 12 months in it.
Give or take.
Okay.
I mean, tit for tat.
I mean, that's
you know.
it's like one every 3 weeks.
The massive. Works out.
It's one every 5 weeks.
No, 5 weeks. Sorry, I took away 2 instead of
every
adding
5
2.
weeks.
I'm on Eric's side on
Yeah,
this one.
I mean, the point I'm making is that there's a lot of deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking agree to disagree. Okay, fuck it. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys, we love you lots.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks again, Caprice. Thanks again for the idea, Hannah.
By the way, like if you guys, that's one of the things. If you guys sign up for our Patreon, then you get to choose.
Only the rich guys. Though.
There you go.
Like,
exactly.
you can get in on the Reggie, and you can get in to the Discord because we've actually got a lot of people coming into the Discord because that's free to get into the general chat. Mm-hmm. You know, you get in there, you want to get access to these, the several other channels. You're gonna need to pay us.
Yeah, hook it up.
I'll need some cash.
Come join us.
We'll still talk
on
to you in
our
general. We'll still
Patreon
talk to you in general.
Join us in our Discord, and you get to choose an episode, and you get to hang out with us too, like via Discord.
Well, you get to hang out with. You get to hit me and Eric.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jorge is in Discord once a month.
I know. My bad.
It's okay, busy man. Okay,
But a couple shout outs to the most recent Patreon members. This is in the last 3 days or so. Nick, Callista, you crazy girl. Mac,
Wiz Callista.
Jake,
Wiz Callista,
we appreciate you guys and we thank you guys for joining. So we'll catch you guys later.
Nighty night.